guy up here in Maine. So it's always nice to have you guys along. Today we're just going to do a little bit of flipping and talk about the Microtech Tachyon 3. I'll have you out in the kitchen table here in a minute where we'll talk about my feelings on this knife and kind of how it's held up over the last couple of years. But first, let's just do a little bit of flipping. So this is a very smooth flipper. Again, I'll talk about that a little bit at the table. This is you can watch my other video on this if you have any questions about the specs on this knife, but it's a ball bearing driven knife, and it does have Zen pins. This one's got Tang pins instead of Zen pins. So anyway, a little bit of flipping. Here's your single rollover. You got your, whatever that is, got a Y2K, we'll do a front flip action. Let me see here, you got just your bounce back, flip in the front. Again, I'm not like a super experienced flipper, so I don't know what a lot of this stuff is called. Fanning, I guess. Got a kind of a twirling. So, one of my big complaints about this knife is that the handles are really light, and she's a little hard to hang on to. She gets away from you, but as you can see, it is a flippable knife. It is a lot of fun, so we will be at the table inside of the at the living room table here. Sorry, living room table. At the kitchen table here in a second, and I will see you guys to talk a little bit more about the knife. Alrighty guys, so what we've got here is the Microtech Tachyon 3, as you saw a few minutes ago in the video. It is a decent flipper. This with a price point though of I believe over $300 if I remember right. You can go back and watch the original video on this. But one of my impressions on this, I've had it for a couple years. This is the latch. It's definitely still right and tight. I do like the latch. What I don't like about the latch is that it this back screw here, it's a proprietary kind of thing, and you guys can see that all right. It does come shipped with a tool. You got to use that tool to tighten these down. This guy right here, I haven't really had a problem with any of the other ones of these coming loose, but this guy right here likes to come loose, and when that comes loose, the spring, because it's under spring tension, just kind of comes flying out. So, and then this thing just flops around. So that I don't like so much. Overall impressions of this knife. Now it's got the ceramic ball bearings. Microtech does not make a bad tool in my opinion. They're a great company. They're out the front openers, their OTFs are probably what they're known for. It is smooth, I can give it that. As you can kind of hear it. I was noticing earlier talking with my cameraman about how the bearings were kind of like getting really gritty. So I gave it some of my Microtech 1 oil, and that actually smoothed them out quite a bit. I mean, it's a mean looking knife. It's definitely mean looking no matter how you slice that pie. This is not anything you'd want to get cut with. Now, that being said, I think the cool factor is about, unfortunately, where this ends for me. It's not a great flipper. I mean, it flips smooth, it flips really fast. The problem is these channeled handles, you know, the Microtech Tachyons, the originals, were all titanium. Of course, those are, I don't know, $700-800, maybe $1,000. These guys are aluminum for the Tachyon 3s. I don't even know if you can find a Tachyon 3 around anymore, to be honest with you. I've looked everywhere to try to get a current price point on them. Can't find it anywhere. But the moral of the story is, these handles, if you can see, they're smooth, so it's great for doing your, see if I can do this without breaking anything. It's great for doing your twirling and things like that. Probably that looked crappy, I did some outside, but because it's so smooth in the hand, they also like to slip out of your hand. Put that together with a combination that this is a very light, fast flipping knife, and gonna be honest with you, my honest assessment is that the darn thing likes to flip right out of your hand. Now you throw a knife that's hard to flip together with a knife that will tear you up. I mean, look at that. This will tear you up if you're flipping it and you make a mistake even for a second. So this is a knife that's easy to, it's not forgiving at all. It's easy to make a mistake with. It wants to flip right off your hand, especially when you're doing your Y2Ks and your rollovers and things like that. And mixing that together with a very, very aggressive blade, bad combination. What else we have with this is, as you can see, kind of the anodization in many places is kind of worn on this, even around the blade a little. Not horrible. I mean, it just looks like it just kind of looks like a well-used blade. But again, when I'm paying over $300 on a blade, and it gets these wear marks where it's rubbed, you know, the paint off a bit, it's disappointing. And you know, the thing is, I've mainly carried my Benchmade 51 over the past 2 years. I carry this off and on just to kind of see what it'll do for me. And about the past 2 months since I guess I made my last video on the Benchmade 51, kind of the follow-up video on that. This is almost exclusively what I've carried since then, just flipping it all the time. And it just, I don't feel like this knife is going to hold up with a lifetime of flipping. The other thing that I don't like, and again, I'm not going to give you guys, I'm giving you guys an honest review. This sits really low in the pocket, the way that they put this clip on, which I guess you might say is great for an everyday carry, except for my EDC, it's going in my shorts pocket with my car keys and everything else. So mixed together with the fact, I should have had my 51 with me with my Flytanium scales, but my Benchmade 51 is a bit shorter in the handles. So, and it sits up a bit higher in the pocket. So the fact that this is a deeper sitting knife with longer handles means that I shove my car keys in my pocket with this, and they're rattling and tinking and bumping and taking little bits of paint off of the crown of this blade here. So unfortunately, guys, I can't say that for an everyday carry, utility, or even for a great flipping knife, I can't give this my endorsement for that. The cool factor, absolutely. Am I super happy I have one? Yeah, without a doubt. Is it kind of neat to flip sometimes if I'm careful, just because? Careful flipping, right? Playing with knives is, I guess, only ever so sane, but that's kind of why I like it. But it's fun to have. I'm super glad I have it. I don't want to get rid of it, and I'm super glad I bought one. Again, I don't even know. I mean, the price on these might be going up because you can't find them anywhere. I mean, this has got a serial number on it. It's serialized. It's got a birth date, when it was made. I mean, it is a really cool, fun knife. But unfortunately for me, that's where it ends. And when you're talking about an investment that cost me over $300, I don't know if it's got my full endorsement. But if you're thinking about getting one, or you want to get your hands on one, you go on Instagram or something, find one for sale or trade, I don't think you'll be disappointed with it, as long as you know what you're getting into. So hopefully you're staying healthy out there. Crazy times in the world right now in 2020. Thanks for tuning in. My apologies. It's been a little while since I've done a video. It's been like 3 weeks, maybe a little more. But times are crazy. And anyways, you guys take care. And until next time, have a good one, and bye now.
Freestyle.
Alrighty guys, so this is the Microtech Tachyon 3, and as you saw here a minute ago in the video, it is a flip. It does flip. I mean, it flips. Nah.